everyone. This is Shelly Kemp with Empowering Yourself Through Innovative Practices, EYTIP, Self-Empowerment LLC. And this is part of my Living a Purpose-Filled Life blog, vlog, podcast series. I want to say welcome. Today, I'm going to talk about those things that I go to find inspiration. And if you're a budding artist or blogger or want to write a book, you know, there's multiple resources you can go to just for inspiration. For me, for my blogs, it's real world experiences that may seem mundane to other people, and at the time they may seem mundane to me, but I draw from them for my inspiration. You know, such as the other day, my husband came home from work and he's flipping through his phone and he's just reading all these emails, and he goes, you know, I'm going to have to start answering some of this during the weekend because, you know, I've been in meetings all week and I'm not getting to the emails that I need to get to. And I said, well, let's talk about having a work-life balance because that's important too. And he said, you know, you're right. That is important. And I said, yeah, and it'd make a really good blog post too. So if you go to my website and check out rule number 4 for my Self-Empowerment Rules for Success series, it is titled Have a Work-Life Balance. So go check it out. And here's another, you know, just normal everyday thing. Our dry cleaners called the other day just to tell me that they were closing their doors as a courtesy call, but we had dry cleaning out. I'd taken it the day before, and I asked, where in the world am I going to have to go to? They said, well, you're going to have to go to our second location. And I was like so frustrated that they didn't put a sign on the door that said that they were closing their establishment that week. I wouldn't have dropped my clothes off. So I live in Houston, Texas, and going across town to pick up dry cleaning is not my idea of a good time. So I was gonna, you know, as I'm driving along, I'm thinking, you know, I'm gonna tell the owners how I feel because if they're there, because, you know, this is really an inconvenience to have to drive across town to pick up my dry cleaning, and, you know, I'm not gonna use them anymore. So I'm going to just go ahead and tell them what I think of this, them just shutting their doors like this. So as I'm driving along, I'm sure you've done this. I have this conversation in my head with them about how upset I am that they have inconvenienced us. And, you know, I'm stopping at the stoplights and I'm getting more and more frustrated. And it takes a while just to go 10 miles in Houston. So by the time I'm there, I have it all thought out what I'm going to say, and I'm just going to just tear into them. That's not my personality at all, by the way, but I was a little frustrated. So I walked through the door, and you know what? Those people had the nerve to smile at me. And because they smiled at me, I just felt all that frustration melt away, and I shifted my perspective. Right then and there, I see that they are trying to make the most of a bad situation, and it looks like there's an accountant digging through all their receipts, and so I'm thinking, you know, these people did not plan to shut down their establishment. It wasn't part of their plan to go out of business at this one location. Nobody wants to fire their employees, which they had to do at the other location. And you know, I had such a shift in my thinking that when they handed me my clothes, I accepted with gratitude, and I left feeling so different. And I was thinking to myself, this would really make a good blog post about, you know, shifting your perspective. And so I did. I wrote about it, and you can go back and check out my rules for success. Number 5, change your perspective. So, you know, throughout life, I've encountered so much. From my mom's death, which I did a vlog podcast called Grudges, Who Did They Hurt? And I also talked about the faith of a child, and that's where I got my foundation in my faith, and it's called The Mustard Seed. And that's another vlog podcast. It's actually my very first one. So, it's just the everyday situations or even those tragedies that I've experienced that I write about. And, my art, it comes from just, I'll be honest, sometimes I'm on Pinterest and I'm like, holy cow, that'd make a good painting. Now, I don't ever copy someone else's work, but I'll see a photograph or I'll be inspired by a certain technique. And so I take that and I run with it. Another thing that I like to do is create furniture. So go check out my website. On this blog, I'm going to do a little slideshow that shows you some of my inspiration. So in conclusion, if you are wondering where to go to, if you want to start your own blog series, just talk about those things that are important to you, things that have happened to you and that you can share with other people, because that's where it all comes from with me, my experiences that I'm trying to share with you. And with art, it's just, maybe it'll come to you in a dream, a vision, or just one thing. This is really funny. I was on Pinterest and I saw some tattoos and I was like, those would make some really cool carvings for, to the way that they had created these pieces of artwork on people's arms and bodies. I was like, that would be a cool carving on a wooden surface. So I did that. So, again, go check out my website. I have a little slideshow that is attached to this blog that's going to be part of this week's episode. If you would like to talk to me about where I find my inspiration and you would like to get started with maybe creating your own blog or start writing a book or something like that, feel free to email me at eytip@selfempowerment.online, or you can visit my website if you're on YouTube and you're watching this and you're not on my website right now. Visit https://selfempowerment.online, and that is my website. You can also give me a shout out. If you scroll to the bottom of my website, there is my phone number. If you are looking to, looking for your purpose and looking for inspiration and you just want to talk to me, get on the phone with me. I would love to hear from you. So again, this is Shelly Kemp with EYTIP at Self Empowerment LLC. Be sure to tune in to our next episode titled Don't Settle. It's been great, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.